Okay, let's talk about the Inito Fertility Monitor. Now, if you're watching this, it must mean that either you or your partner are somewhere along this fertility journey trying to start or expand your family, and I am right along there with you. So in January, my partner and I decided to start a family, and I naively thought that it was going to be a very quick and easy process, and for me, that's just not how it was. Unfortunately, my first pregnancy in January ended in a miscarriage, and at that time, I had never used any kind of ovulation testing or fertility monitors, so I had been seeing a lot of advertisements for Inito, and I did my research with Inito and some other monitors, and I decided to move forward with Inito. Now, Inito is going to use your urine to measure FSH, estrogen, E3G, and LH to determine your fertility window, and it also will measure the urine metabolite of progesterone, known as PDG. And what this does is helps confirm that you actually ovulated and released an egg. What you get when you order the Inito is this box, and it comes with a clip. The clip is going to be specific to your phone. So what you'll do is you'll connect them, and they line up really nicely. It has a little lens here. You can see the light reflecting off of it. And you get your phone and you'll just slide it in right here. The lens of your phone will line up with the lens of this monitor and will read the strip. So let's take a look at what the strips look like. When you order the strips, they come in a box like this. This is what it looks like. Each strip is individually sealed, and it has information on the back that has the lot number, the expiration date, and some more information. So what you're gonna do is open up this strip and take out the test. This is what the test looks like. This is the strip that is going to be dipped into your urine. And when you're prompted to, and we're going to go over this, I'm going to share my screen of my phone, what it looks like. You're going to just snap this cap off, and this cap becomes the lid for the end. The part that has the urine does not go into the monitor. This here is what goes into the monitor, and it's a little window, and it almost looks like a pregnancy test, and you'll see the levels. The dye here will move up and down, and it has a little QR code, and when you're prompted to within the app, this will slide inside, and that is what's being read on the monitor. Within each box of test strips, you are going to get a plastic urinating cup, and you'll see here that there is a line that says fill urine to this line. And it's really important that you follow these instructions correctly and you don't overfill that line. I've done that before, and these tests are pretty sensitive. Okay, so I've opened up the Inito app, and if you look here straight at the bottom, you'll see a round circle that says test underneath. You're gonna hit that, and this will take you through the different steps. So step 1 of 5 is to fill urine to the line on the cup, which I've just shown you, and I have that ready to go. And you want to use the first urine of the day to have the best results. Do not discard the urine until you take a successful test. I've done this before where I immediately discard it and I end up needing to retest. It's rare that you're gonna have to retest, but it can happen. So you hit next. And I'm doing this now. You get your test strip and you will dip the paper end completely in the urine and hold it there for 15 seconds. And you see Inito will give you a timer. Now, the next thing that you're gonna do is hit next when you're done. And it shows you here that you're gonna remove the cap from the test end of the strip and place it over the wet end. So you'll hold the test strip with the wet end pointing downward, and you'll remove the cap and just snap it on. Once we hit next, we're prompted to connect the Inito Fertility Monitor to your phone. So I'm doing that now. I'm clipping it on, and you'll get a check mark when it's successfully clipped. The next step says there's a slot on the left of your monitor. Insert the test strip with the colored side facing up into the slot. The strip may not be properly inserted. Please remove the strip and reinsert it. So I'm inserting my strip right now, and you see that we have a check mark. Now, the test is validating the QR code, and this is gonna take 600 seconds. While this is happening, you wanna keep the phone with the monitor connected, and you wanna put it onto a flat surface. You don't want to close the app during the test. So just let it sit here, and remember, do not discard your urine at this time. Wait until you get a successful test result, and then you can discard the urine. So now that the strip is done processing, what happens now is that it begins to read the results of your strip. And so this can take about a minute or two. So when you get your results, you're going to get one of 4 options, either that you're in peak fertility, you're in high fertility, low fertility, or you'll have ovulation confirmed. The reason why mine says pregnant is because I recently did become pregnant, and I went into the settings and changed mine so that the monitor knew that I was pregnant. So at this point, what you will do is you'll hit the back button. And if you go down to the bottom, you'll see that it says test successful, and it'll have your result. Estrogen E3G is 476, my LH is 40, my PDG, which is again the urinary metabolite of progesterone, is 13.95, and my FSH is 0.8. And if you hit the button next to home, which says chart, so as you can see, I've been testing my hormones this past week just to see how they're fluctuating, and you can see that the dots will begin to form a graph for you. Now let me take you over to before I got pregnant so I can show you what this looks like. Now this is May 3rd. So when I started testing, which is on cycle day 6, which is what Inito instructs you to do, you'll start testing yourself for fertility. So I tested on cycle day 6, day 7, and on these days, I got a low fertility result. I got low fertility on the 8th, on the 9th, but on cycle day 10, my result said high fertility. Your fertility level is high. In this window, you should have sex every other day. So you see that the background changes to green to indicate that you're within your fertile window and that you should begin trying to conceive. And you keep testing until you reach ovulation confirmed. So on cycle day 13, my test was purple and it said peak fertility. You will ovulate within the next 24 to 36 hours. So you should have sex today. So it gives you very specific results. So it lets you know right before that LH rises, it lets you know when that's coming so that you don't miss it. And I continued to test myself. On cycle day 14, I had high fertility. On cycle day 15, I dropped to low fertility. And you continue to test until ovulation is confirmed. For me, that was cycle day 16, cycle day 17, and on cycle day 18, I received the result of PDG rise, ovulation confirmed. You have successfully ovulated this cycle. Once you get that, you can quit testing with Inito. Now, many people do continue to test just to see what their body does, but it's not necessary after this point. This is what's great about Inito. It tells you when your window begins, and it also will confirm ovulation for you. So once you have your results, you can discard your urine, you can remove the test strip from the monitor, and now this is garbage. You can toss this. You don't need to do anything with it. You'll never be asked to use it again, and you just put your clip away for the next day. So I've been using Inito for about 6 cycles now, and it's really helped me understand my body better. I always thought that I was ovulating on cycle day 14 like everybody else, but it turns out I wasn't. I was actually ovulating a week later. And this may be a reason of why I wasn't getting pregnant in some of those months, because I was missing my ovulation window. And so actually in the month of May, my partner and I were traveling to different areas, and it was only because I was testing with Inito that I was able to catch the very first day of my fertile window. The next day is when we traveled to different locations, and we weren't going to see each other again until the end of the month. So I was so sure that the month of May was not going to be the month that I was going to get pregnant, because we only caught day 1 of the window, not even the LH peak, but it worked. And I'm 7 weeks and 4 days today, and I'm really happy and hopeful for the future. So if you're looking for a way to monitor your ovulation and just get some more specific information and get some numbers and trends that you can look at, I really recommend Inito. And if I ever have questions about my numbers or anything that I want to discuss, I just go to my OB. Inito has a really nice feature where you can export your graph and all of your data, so you can share it with whoever you want to share it with. So I wish you luck on your journey on starting or expanding your family, and hopefully the future is bright for the both of us.